Okay, I have the picture, the PNG that I had saved from everybody can download, and the object to getting this picture separate from the background is to put the background on top. Sort of like this is the original picture. I made a copy of it, so it's here and here. This is still the background, so that's like original source. That will be untouched. So you always have something to look back on to see if it looks right or need copies of or missing something and get a copy of it. But this one is going to be the picture. So we're not going to be showing the frame. And this one is going to be the gold frame. And I'm going to have to cut this circle out so then I can show the picture that's underneath. It'll be like this. I have this frame. I show this frame, and this is underneath of it. So if I do something to it, like color the red felt, then I show that. It's not showing what I didn't do. See? This shows the felt, shows the frame, shows the felt. And on this frame, I actually made it a little bit darker or red. See, like, here's the original. You can see it change red a little bit. I did that because it's a reflection of this felt. So when this felt is red, that reflection of the red is going to change there too. And the way I did that was I'll just select here is go to select and color range. So I see this here, it's already selected, so I probably would have made a mistake. See, you can see as I move, I'm holding down on the mouse button, so it's constantly selecting an area, and that shows me where most of the colors are, like this color, how all the highlights are, all the really bright areas, the color of the frame, mid-tone areas. So it can include the colors that's in the image. Looks kind of ghostly. Okay. Anyway, so what I was trying to do is just pick this sort of red. It is an off red. So I picked that color and arranged it so I could see it change over here to see more of it. See, if I move it around, it gets less and more. Right there looks like more. So it's selected. So you can see it's selected. Now that's selected all around the frame. See? And there's places right here that probably don't need selected. It just happened to be in that range of color. So we can, it won't be much of a change to change the color to get a more red for a reflection. I was looking at this frame and it looks like it's gold with a little bit of, actually not really made of gold. It's has gold on it, or else it would have corroded, but it's real thin. And in the 1800s and stuff, I don't think they had electricity to or knew how to do electroplating. So I think this is a gold leaf paint. And some of the paint comes off, like right here where it's thin. Right here where it's thin. And some areas along here that look like it got wet and corroded. Like this is a different gold leaf than this right here, but underneath of it all, it's all pewter like, or lead. So I'll just take some of these areas off. And adjust the red. Since this felt right here is showing, it's not really part of it because that red is on another layer. So if I change it, it won't matter. If I get over here and I think I could probably change that to have less and just show the red area. So I'm going to do select color range and select this area right here. See right there is showing a lot of stuff coming in. Right there. That shows less of the other stuff. So now we just make it a little bit redder. See, there's a water spot showing lead underneath. Okay, filter, image, adjust, hues and saturations. This I'm just gonna change the redness, get it more towards the red side and a little more color. This is probably a little bit drastic, but I was just doing it for an example. Okay, and then I'm going to start the red felt. So now this red don't look so bad. It looks all right for a red reflection. Zoom out. You can see where it could have gone over a little bit with the felt. And this color here could be blended in. I could just select it all and paste it. Like it's undo, deselect, edit, copy, edit, paste, and paste it over this gold frame. This picture is not going to be much of anything. See, this is what I did earlier. And this is, looks like it's a bolder red than what I did before. Can't really tell that much when you're not looking at it that detailed. So here's how you select. I am on the picture now, and here's how you select an oval area. Let's see, I think I can do it like this because it won't get too far out of control. I just select this rectangular area, and this is where I want it to be, right here at this rim. It looks like it's a little bit under it, so I can go over a little bit. and I want it to go here. And that looks all right there. So then I go back here, right here in this corner, go up a little bit right there, and I deselect it, but I'm holding the mouse. Now I'm going to drag this down over the frame, and it's that refresh just screwed it up. Do that again. Right here is where I want to be. And a little bit right there. Okay, so that get it down to this side, and then over on the right, and right there. So now I have the image selected. See, you can see it flashing. It's all around, right at the rim. Of course, it overdoes it a little bit here down at the bottom. It could be a picture angle from where it was taken, because this is taken more towards the bottom, because this perspective of the dome glass that's in here, it's showing more here than up on top. See, it's like that was cut off because of the dome glass. And right here, it could be selected some more to get that done. So I'm going to go with this gold frame and cut that picture out of it. And then I can add more to selection to get some of this, because it's a little bit low. But I can trim that later. So if I do this, just hide this, then I should see where the frame is. Then I can trim it. Use this brush. Let's see. Just barely touch it. Some of it wasn't barely touching it. It went in a little bit too much, but I guess it'll be okay. It won't look any different. So this is a pretty big image, so it can take pretty big mistakes before you see it. Some of these look like some kind of black growth on the glass on the top. Look like roots growing. At least a black version of it, like roots. I guess I'll undo that, do that again. Well, it looks good enough for that. You can go down on the bottom and check it out. Could use a little trimming right in here. So now we have this, and we can do anything with it we want, like image adjust using, wait a minute, wrong picture. Image adjust using saturation, colorize. See, we can make it anything we want, and nothing's happening outside because this is underneath. But if we click here, we can see what happened to the whole thing. So we're blocking off anything else except for this picture. This makes it easier to work with. It's like a hole and a picture behind it, just like a frame actually is. And we didn't do anything to this original. So edit, undo hues and saturation. Now we're ready to color it. So get the brush and set it for a soft brush. 300 is a lot too big, and that's too small. Too small. That might be all right. Probably need something smaller when I get in there. So I don't remember what that color is. It looks like it's not this one. So it's made up. I'm guessing that if I want it, it's like his skin is kind of dark, whereas around his eyes is lighter. So this is a tan. So I guess get something closer to a tan. Oops. No, I don't want clear. I want color. And lower the flow to 5. So color his face with this color. I guess back in those days, they always joked about yanking some kids around by their ears. So apparently this guy has been pulled around by his ears. Okay, that's the color, but it's not the color I want. That's just the start. And it looks kind of like it's too orange. And I can dull it out by going over it with this. This is a dark gray right here. It's also slightly brown. And I just go over it to get it like this. And I guess eventually all I have to do is lips, because they're not going to be the same. And his ears are going to be a little bit redder, so I'm going to use a lower flow. I don't want too much of a change to happen. I want to change it when I see it. No, there's too much red around his eyes. But I think I'll use a smaller brush. To add some red. Is usually the tan areas have more red in it from being burned. And I needed a little bit of less, but like a yellow color here. It's not really yellow, so I have to barely touch it because I want this like a tan skin or maybe this color skin. And right here where his mustache is going to be a brown because it looks like his hair is like a dark sandy color brown. Then I'll have to fade some of the color out of it for the shadows because they're not supposed to be brown. And this red right here looks like it's a good color, so I'll pick it up and try to use it right in here. It's a low flow, so it might take a while to build up. And might want it around under his nose here because it looks like a good color. His ears, the shadow of his ears. Let's see if that was too colorful. Okay, now I pick up some brown for his hair. And probably increase the flow a little bit so we can get something done. And that looks like that's not a brown. Oh, that's a gray. Okay, now there's a brown. I usually start with the face because I'm more used to working with the face, and it's sort of like the more important area. And some brown on his eyebrows, and then take out some of the color. Oops, that was too much. His hair has a spot where it didn't have that much color to begin with. There. So now it's a brown, and then right here where it's showing like an orange and not really, or brown, not really showing the skin like it's supposed to. I'll just fade these colors out because they're too colorful. They need to be darker, less color, where there's no sunlight. It's just shadow, black. Okay, now I got that done. Now I'm going to zoom in. Looks like some too much brown right here. Okay. Actually, it was too much color, but it'll be okay. I think this is like a lighter color here. Actually, undo. It's not like that. It's like that a little bit because there's too much color here. Like right here, that could be a little red right there. but this looks like too much color. It's a shaded area. It has too much color in it. These colors here, and I get this right here, and fade it a little bit. So now it's starting to look more natural because I'm getting rid of these where it's too much color in it. Because when you colorize, you just color everything. And that one area right there probably could use some of this. And pick up the color and spread it around. So that looks better. And the side of his face looks alright. And right in here. See, where's that button? Oh, I'm going to select. Okay, pick up this and put it down through there. And this right here is too orange. I'm going to put some red in there. And then take some of the color out. Let's see, get a bigger brush right here for this area. Like do it all at once. There. Now a smaller brush for his lips. And smaller for right here in the dark areas. And put some color back in there. Let's see. That looks natural. So now his eyes, we'll pick up this grayish brown here and remove some color from his eyes so it's like more white. Of course, the eyes always have a little bit of skin color in it because of the reflection of the skin. So I put some back in it, but make it more red. And this right here needs to be red, but that's a little bit too orange. Go with the red. And then fade some of that color. Too much color. There. And we got this red. We put it around here. That was too bold. Edit, undo brush. Too much color went through. It was alright a minute ago, but now it's changed, so I have to change with it. I guess this little base where there's a blood vein through here is stress in his eyes caused the blood. Now I'm going to color his eyes. We'll get like a color like this. Sort of a gray, blue, green. Kind of like natural for a lot of people. Probably too much green in it. Now I raise the flow to make it go faster. There, and then we use more blue to get more blue in it because that's might be too much. And then with the lower flow, and then go back to this brown gray again and fade some of the color out, especially in the darkest areas. And we want the highlights to be highlight. I get a smaller brush for that. And raise the flow a little bit. There, we're taking some of this colored highlight out and replace it with white highlight. See all these spots in here? That's probably defects in the picture from the age. There we go. We got a guy. And now we'll have to, this looks like there's a little bit too much color here. And now I'll just pick up a big brush and sort of give it that shaded look. Just this brown here. Oops, that's too much to undo. See, step back. That's 23 for the eyes. Anyway, just do that. Since this goes back, it's darker than that part area. There's probably too dark. Could have a little bit red in the ears. And adjust it, take some out. And some right through there. I don't know. It looks like the ears could be, they could use more color. Touch it up a little bit, get some of the color out in the dark areas. That looks about right. So now we're going to color the background. And we're not playing around. We're doing 100%. Let's get this like a green here. Maybe a different green. Yep, like an olive. Kind of like light, bright olive. This is a, since we didn't have to worry about this part, we just painted over it. Oops. It's easier to undo the brush than redo that because the skin looks all right. And we're just coloring this area here so that we have the outer color and we don't have to go everywhere because we're going to be overspraying and we're going to have to trim it, so might as well color this area here. And so we don't have to worry about overspraying that the clothes or anything because we haven't colored them yet. But we're going to go over it anyway. So now we get in close. And this look like a white shirt. It's going to be white again. Use white. Black and white. where it gets into the corner, I'll have to use a smaller brush for that. Smaller brush. You might not be able to see it, but I can. There. Now that we have that, we got this smaller brush now, we'll just pick up this color and go in through here close to the skin. Right there in the earlobe. So I'm separating it now. This defines the actual skin and stuff. And if I go over it, you can see green in the shadows, which isn't that great, but normally when they're taking a picture like this, the skin reflects the color of the background along the sides, so I'm trying to keep it separate. I'll just try to get in there close. That was a little bit too close. Got some skin on it. I could just turn this to alien look and just paint the face green. The Hulk. Oops, that was a mistake. Step back. When you want to have like hair showing through where it's real thin, you can use a little bit of green in there, but you do it with a low flow, so then you don't really color the hair green, you just color the stuff in between where you can see the background through it. So you add a little bit of that green in there. Now I suppose that this right here would be black. So I'll just get the white paint and up the flow. White and black is all the same thing. It removes the color. So that's the white. Now let me do this right here. And then I'll change the black, show you that it's not different, no different. Oops, I'm coloring the hair. See, still the same. I assume that these little buttons on the hat to put the visor on and off, take the visor on and off, is probably like brass or something. See this color right here? I didn't do that color. Could have. Of course, this was black and white. Didn't have color. I think I'll go with a bigger brush here and pick up the color and fill it in. I could leave it like this with the glass the way it was, or I can remove that beveled glass. Either way, I'd have to fix these black places in it. Look like stuff on the mold or something that grew out on it. So I think I could probably just copy this area right here and change to a regular brush. Actually, that was a little bit high of a flow. Want something lower. Something that I can go over a few times. So if I need to pick up another color and blend it in to make it look better, I just pick up the color and do it. And hopefully by then there won't be that much what I'm trying to cover. And this is like a small bead through here. And this is mostly up here. So I'll just color it all in there. And this is partly through here. See, it's fixed. Of course, if I want to, I can just select that by color, select color range. So I have that part selected, and I can just copy and paste it after I make sure I get all of it. Like this, this right here. This is where I'm selecting, it's to add parts in it. Oops, that would be not dark enough. Just undo that. And I just click OK and add what I want. Of course, I can add it all, it's underneath. And remove what I want. Let's see. We can remove this. Remove more than that. And then we can add. There goes that refresh again. Can barely see it. Okay. I guess I could probably get this much before. That was the wrong way. I was adding this. And over here, subtract this much. The subtract is the Alt key. And then add this area. And this little area. Now subtract it from here so I don't have it on as close. And out this way and right there. And then add this. Then this through here. Looks like I have a little bit here. This is I'm gonna add that. And this around the hair. And more around this button. Probably easier to zoom in to get this detailed stuff. Add some more around here. And remove some of this. Then add this. I guess it's kind of complicated when you go with too many times of adding and subtracting. But I know what I want added. And what subtract. Because the green is what I'm doing. I don't want the uniform. Because if I use this and copy and paste it over top, then this is going to be the top layer, and I'll have to trim it if I need any more adjustments or add to it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy and paste it. So then the man can be colored and not worry about the background. I just can be sloppy as I want. Okay. Now just copy, merge, or copy, and then paste. So now there's the picture of the background, and I can select it or mask it off and color this area right here. Be sloppy about it, just fill it in. Oh, that's normal. Go with color. So now we have that. I guess this could be something. It's just makes this look weird. I guess that right here, if you want to make it look more like the glass, you can always fade this edge around here, because that's where what the glass does. It's the highlight going around. It's just the effects of the glass and the shadow of the shadow glass. Anyway, we got the guy there. We're coloring it, and we don't have to worry too much about going anywhere. Like, let's start with his outfit. It's like a khaki. So, oops. That was color, but it was on the wrong layer. So it's a khaki, and it's not that much of an orange, so I want a lower flow to do some mixing. So I'm going to go with more of a red. Touch up with a little more red. And fade it with this yellow. The yellow looks too green. Add more red. Then take out some of the color. Let's get it a more pale look. Not too much. Let's see. Somewhere in here is a tan. Let's go with the brown. This is probably a better color. Need more color to see it. Yep, that's that right there. And I'm not sure. Let's use a little bit of this in there. Too much. There's the color. I think that looks right there. So I pick that up. Sort of looks like a gold, which is alright. So I just fill it in 100%. Actually, this frame looks more like a color I might want. Nope, it's not. It's too yellow. And the color in between there. So now we just make sure that we're not going to paint too much stuff that we've already painted. So I'm going to get a smaller brush. I'm still at 100%, so that's coloring everything. And I can go outside the line, don't matter. I just can't go over into where it's places already colored. I think I'll make this black and white again just to separate it. What I understand is that this plaid is a red and black plaid. So I guess if we use the red right, we could get a black and red look. Now it's easier to make this frame wider. Give more room to work. So right now it won't look that great because it's showing that there's too much color in the material. As everything in the shadows is not going to be the same color. It's not going to make it bold when it gets dark. It's going to make it less bold, duller. So it takes some gray it out a little bit. So what I got done is more or less like a reddish brown. But it basically is mostly brown. Now I just go with a bigger brush. So this is going to be less gray when I'm done with it. There's some green in there. Looks like I have to trim some of that. So I select that and use the eraser. It's set on 3. 3 is good. What kind of 3? 3 like this. Oh, eraser. That don't look like 3. It looks like 9. There. So we trimmed the green because it was in there. Okay, so now where's the brush? There it is. I'll get back to coloring this. I don't know if that's a strap or what it is. I think I'll color it brown. What's going on here? Edit. Undo brush. We're on the wrong thing. So now we gotta start getting rid of some of the color. And this right here needs to be gray or brown through there. And get some light shading done. So we get this black and make this string here, or this somebody embroidered it. It's embroidery. So we have to remove the color here, as I guess that this would be white. And let's get some brass looking color on these buttons. And buckle. And then go back to this black, get a little bit bigger brush, and fade some of this color in here. This over here looks like some of the too much color was faded. And this is a strong color here. Then we can fade some of it some more around here. Do the same thing to this. Fade this. Probably use a little more brass right there. That's it. Now go back to the fading and fade that. Fade this through here and this right here. Too much color in it. Too much color through here. And then there's like in between, not too much color. Can't go either way. So you can see that what I'm doing is fading where it's too much color, and I think you can see where there's too much color, like right through here. I had to fade that, and then right in here is some brown where it's too much color around this edge here. These little patches here is a lot of too much color spots. Right here, see, that's too much color. Then we can zoom out, and it looks about right. And I'm not sure if it's really the color I want. I can adjust it though. And let's see, get a bigger brush and fade some of this. There. And then this part with the belt area or whatever it is through here, too much color. And this is too much color. So you can see how the color is sort of evening out here. This is more of an even look to it. I suppose that's a black. Don't know. Let's get this closer because it looks like some brown here. I was going over it with the black, but I didn't see nothing change. Guess I better undo that. I just removed some of the skin color. It's a pretty low flow. That would be too much high. Get this through here, this through here. Too much color. So I guess you can recognize where too much color is. It's where the shadows shouldn't have all that color, like excessive color. So I guess now we'll just do more down here because it looks like around this button needs less. Still a lot of areas in here. Ooh, oh, that was all right. Pick up this color and add some to back there. Now get farther away. Get a bigger brush. So now I just do the shirt. Let's pick this dark red here so it's a less of a flow. Because the red is, that dark red is a little bit of black in it. So it's not solid red. Let's see, try a bigger brush for this area. Just like before, we just get the color in there and then take it out where it's too much. And since this is black and red, a lot of this is too much. This looks like something black underneath here. So I guess I'll use a smaller brush. It looks like a vest or something underneath. Let's increase the flow. Oh, that's twice as much. Probably not a good thing. Looks alright though. Now let's see what it looks like. Looks alright to me. Could take some color out of his eyes so they're more of a gray. There. This orange probably didn't need to be that much color. I'm not sure if these were even brass looking. So I guess that's done now. We colorized it. And let's see, to take this frame off, you can see where I went over. I guess I can patch this area through here. Normal. Get a little bigger brush. Acts like this not selected. Oh, I was painting underneath. I lost the mouse. Can't hardly see it there. That's a low flow. Let me go it up a little bit more. Oh, that's a thought. Just use that. When I can't see it, do that. Oops. So when you look through colors and you want to see what color things are, you just edit. Use this and click it and move it around, and you can see all the colors. So if you're going like between this and that, see there's like a blue green, but there's blue in it too. I see some blue in there. And like this right here, let's see what color that is. It's that color, which is close to this color. See? I click on it here, and this is the color of the face. And this is the color of the cap. And here's the color of the buckle. And this is color of the, so the buckle's darker. So that's how you look at what color it is. Like if you want to see here, there's greenish yellow. See, and you can move it down and see all these colors that's actually through here. And then like this color I want to pick up, I just pick it up. Just click when I pick it up. We can call it finished now. This, wait a minute, there's this right here. Okay, so that looks like that, and with this frame, hide all this, hide that. This is the actual picture that I was working on. I could use the inside of this frame to select that area, but it's not going to select it very good. Like, select the frame, then select inverse, and select inverse, and then copy this just to see if it does. Edit, paste. Now I hide this picture. Didn't I color that? Oh yeah, I did. Painted over those bad spots. And this is the layer. I'll lock the layer so I don't go outside. Okay. So now we don't have the picture showing, we have the copy of it. So each section is separate. Of course, we could do this and do that trim there, or do this and hit delete here. Now we just trimmed it. I'll just undo clear so you can see what I just erased. This right here, clear. It's always good to have the picture that's this one. I think I could just remove it, but here's the original. And on this original, I painted the picture. See, it's colored now. And fixed it. And then I fixed the background behind it. And then I added more red to the color for this. So that's the full finished picture. I guess you can see now that with this color here, like this red, it's a nice rich red, and his face is tan, and you saw how I mixed the colors. I was working on it, but the idea isn't really to get it colored, it's to not overcolor the dark shadows. You have to, where there's too much color, you need to get rid of it, and that's what makes the picture look real. That's not too much the color in the shadows. That just makes it look bad, or makes it look like it's been worked on. And this is less likely to be noticed as something that's been colored. I guess that's enough for now.